And today I'm going to show you guys how you're able to go from just 2 heliums a week all the way up to 49, which is basically 2,250% increase. Because the majority of all of this that you see here is from these 2 weeks. Hey everybody, welcome back to Jermaine's Promo, and today I want to share with you guys exactly what happens when you add one more additional Helium Hotspot miner to your area. So I am the perfect prime example of what would happen if you have only one hotspot and you're the only person within this area and you wanted to see just what happens when you add in a second Helium Hotspot. You can see it's actually a quite dramatic increase. So today we'll be going over exactly how much you get per day, how much you get per week, if you only have one miner, if you have 2 miners and you own both of those, and again, you're the only person within the area. I'll also cover a couple things talking about the halving that is coming up soon. Also, with more hotspots coming in, what's going to happen with the rewards. And so we'll cover just a few things in today's video, but I wanted to jump into it right away because the majority of you that's watching this video is wondering if you should buy 1 or 2 hotspots and also which hotspot is the best. So I'll share with you guys my favorite hotspots. I have links below the video inside of the description of the ones that I have and soon to be owned. I'm just waiting for shipments to come in. So first off, let's just go through on how much you're able to earn with one hotspot miner in your area, and it's the sole one, and you're looking at the map, you're taking a look at that, which we will here in just a second, and you want to know how much is it and is it even worth it. So if you are the sole only hotspot in your area, you will get anywhere between 1.2, also 1.8, 1.9, 1.57. This one went up a little bit because this is when I started adding in, that second Helium Hotspot that was starting to bring in some more additional rewards. So really, you'll get anywhere between 1.5, maybe 2 heliums a week. Now, this one here is just one of those that I was a part of the consensus group, and with the consensus group, it's very random. It's randomly chosen, and so I was able to get 14 that week alone, which basically the consensus group gave me 13. So again, still 1.8 for that week. So really, when you look at these numbers here of that 1.2, 1.8, 1.9, 1.5, it would probably take you somewhere around 6 months to pay off that Helium Hotspot miner that you purchased, and then after that, it is all profit. Now, this little blue dot just means that I sent this over into my hot wallet. So this is basically a cold wallet. It's really not connected anywhere. It's not really worth any monetary value, even though it can show you, what it is worth, but it's not attached to a exchange. So once you mine all this helium, you'll actually move it into your Helium crypto wallet, wherever you may use your crypto wallets. I'm here in the United States, so I use Binance.us. So here is what it looks like when you have 2 hotspot miners. And again, I own both of these. Where these are located is this is just upstairs in my dining room. And then the second one is over at my neighbor's house that is right around 500 meters away. Now, when you're taking a look at maybe third-party ones, I have a link below the video inside the description of a 8 dBi. I do also have a 10 dBi. And really the 8, 9, and 10 dBis is pushing the frequency horizontal. So if you're in a flat location, not many hills, you have your antenna super high in your house or above on your roof, something like that, you can use one of those to push it out horizontally. When you use the regular stock antennas that come with the Helium miners, they're usually 2, 3, or 4 dBi, depending if you're getting rack, Bobcat, or also Nebra. And so those ones do more of an umbrella. So it goes up and then out, pushing out that signal. So that's really good for hilly locations and also big cities. So when you take a look at this, here is the days. So back here, what actually happened was we got kicked off the blockchain. So one of mine got kicked off just because of a bad connection. You can see we went all the way back down to that 0.5, 0.2 per day. That's what happens when you only have one miner. And then once we got right back inside the blockchain, we went right back up to 10 a day, 15 a day, 11 a day. And really what you might also notice is that there's quite a few days that it goes really high. But what happens is that when everybody across the country is getting a lot of rewards, Helium is able to slow down the process because they are only allotting 5 million HNT rewards a month. So if you're only allotting 5 million rewards a month for all of the hotspots that's becoming available and on the blockchain, you have to make sure that if there's a couple days that it's super high, then they have to throttle it and bring it down just a little bit, and then it'll go back up, and it'll go back down again. And really, it just kind of depends on also how many other hotspots are near you. So this is what happens when you only have 2. So I own both of these, so this is showing me numbers for both. But again, there's no other hotspots around, so I'm getting 49 heliums a week. So you just take 49 times whatever it's worth, and that's how much you made in the week. And the reason why we're getting rewarded is because Helium is not going out there like AT&T and Verizon and putting up massive radio signal towers, having technicians, electricians put everything up. We are getting compensated with rewards for making sure that all of our hotspots are connected to the blockchain. It's using a little bit of electricity, barely anything to really notice. And so this is why we are getting rewarded this amount of helium. So just as an example, I got this one 2 hours ago. It's a mining reward. And so what happened here was that actually both of my hotspots both pushed out a proof of coverage signal. This one witnessed that proof of coverage. This one pushed out a proof of coverage, and then this one witnessed it. So you can see anytime that you witness any other hotspot that is pushing out their proof of coverage, then what's going to happen is that that's where you get the majority of your rewards. So the majority of the rewards is by witnessing. Then right after that, it's going to be the proof of coverage, things like that. So this one just came in. It's really nice to kind of see that when you have 2 of them that are close together, then you can see that both of them are earning together in the same little mining reward. Now, the other thing too is make sure that anytime that you set up all of your hotspots, that they are at least 300 meters apart. And they can go all the way up to 10 miles if you have the best antenna and the best location. You're on top of a hill. There is line of sight going 10 miles. You can do that possibly, but I'm just going to say as a conservative number, I'm going to say that it can easily go 3 miles, 2 miles, sometimes even 4 or 5 miles, again, depending on your line of sight. So if you have anybody, a neighbor, all you have to do is talk to your neighbor that's over 300 meters away, see if you can place your second hotspot there. So I have one at my neighbor's house. He loves it. He also purchased one today. His brother purchased a couple as well once they found out all about this. So here is the weekly, here is the daily. I really hope that this has kind of helped you guys out, really notice what the massive difference is from going from only one Helium Hotspot miner. Again, these are weekly numbers. In a week, getting 1.8. And in this one reward, we got 4, which helps us go up to 49 in a whole week time. So that's really what you need to take a look at right here. The next thing that I do want to show you guys, again, we've already talked about those third-party antennas, and so those will be linked below. I have a 3 dBi fiberglass that is attached, that is at my windowsill. I have another one that will be going outside soon. Now, we talked a little bit about halving at the beginning where I mentioned that I wanted to talk about halving. So on August 1st, when you take a look at this website here, on August 1st is the first halving, 126 days from now. I would say that if you order your Helium Hotspots right now and you purchase them right after this video, whenever you're watching it, then you'll be able to get it during the summer before August hits. If you get some Helium Hotspot miners after August, I'm going to kind of say you're a little late, but you're still early to the party. Now, this is just a perfect time to get in before it halves so you can get all of these rewards. Because again, right now, monthly is 5 million. Once it halves, it'll be down to 2.5. But what happens when everything halves, just like with Bitcoin, is that what'll happen is that the supply is going down, demand is going up, which means the price will go up. Soon, this thing will be sitting at 1440. My guess is pretty soon after it hits 10.50. So my guess is we'll be sitting at $10.50, maybe within the next 5 to 7 days. I'm hoping we'll go down a little bit and then head right back up to maybe 14.40. And again, you want to make sure that you are mining some of this stuff before it goes up. But also, as long as you keep on holding all of these heliums, if this thing goes up, if this coin goes up to $25, if it gets up to $35, then you'd be able to move it inside your wallet, and then you'd be able to get yourself paid out or move it, do whatever you want. So you can see here that we talked about the halving. So basically, it'll kind of bring the rewards down. Now, also too, you're also going against everybody else that's inside of here. So you're creating a coverage all together. We're all working together to have the best coverage possible. More hotspots means more proof of coverages and rewards. But as more hotspots come in, you have to remember that there's only 5 million rewarded a month. So the more hotspots that comes in, so once we hit 50,000 hotspots, some of the rewards numbers will come down a little bit. But also, again, the price of helium itself should be going up. So let me just show you what it looks like if there was, more hotspots around you. So for example, my plan is to put a hotspot somewhere right over here. So just to show you how this one right here is performing. So make sure you take a look at this website. I'll link it below the video inside the description. When you take a look at this hotspot here, it's going to be quite a bit different numbers just because it is connected to so many. So you can see here in one day, this one got 14 heliums in the month's time. So for me, in a week, I'm getting, 49. So this right here is getting in a month, 489. Now, when you take a look at how many witnesses are in the area, this one has 12 witnesses. Nearby hotspots is 9. So if you live in an area that has a bunch of hotspots, maybe like right around 9, these are the numbers that you should be able to expect, right around 14 heliums a day. So again, how about we go right on back the page a little bit. Let's move down. This one is a little bit further away. Maybe we'll see if this has a little bit less neighbors and witnesses and nearbys. So this one has 6 nearby, 8 witnesses. You can see here 5 a day. That's probably pretty average. I would mostly say you can kind of get 5 a day, maybe 4 a day. In the last 30 days, this one has done 71, and then the year 722. So really, you're taking a look at what is all around you. So make sure that you take a look at this map, again, linked below. And if you can get in an area like this, then you're going to be sitting pretty fine and dandy. Soon in my area, what I'll be able to have is something that looks like this. So right now where I live and where my 2 hotspots are, basically they kind of look like this. Soon, what I'll have is a cluster that looks like this on the other side of town. But I'm also going to have a cluster look like this pretty close to home. So this way I'll have 2 versions of this. So if I was to go up to this one up on the very top corner, again, there might be more than just 2 or 3 that are connected. So this one is actually brand new, it looks like. So this one was just added on. Some people did actually ask the question earlier that I kept on reading, which is like, what happens and how long for it to actually start mining? So you can see, I can tell that this is new. So it asserted the location. It's a brand new added hotspot. It started at basically, what is that, noon on the 19th. And then at 4:21, it was actually, added as a location. You'll get a couple challengers that'll happen. Then maybe a couple days later, and some of those other ones that are close to there could be also new as well. I bet you anything the other ones are also new, but usually as a rule of thumb is 24 to 48 hours. Once you get this one connected to the internet, if it's Ethernet or wireless, once it's connected to the Ethernet or wireless, then it'll take 24 to 48 hours to really get deep down into that blockchain. So you might get a little bit of rewards at the beginning, maybe in the first 9 to 10 hours, but just give it a full 24 hours, 48 hours, and then you're going to see this thing go up. So again, it's really good to take a look at all of these hotspots. And so, I'm pretty excited. I have multiples coming in. So on my favorite hotspots that I would probably have to talk about, it would be the Rack Wireless Hotspot Miner version 2. That's the top link below the video. If you click that link and you put in the code Jimmy5, you'll actually save 5%. So you might as well go ahead, get 2 if you're within an area where you want to make sure that you can definitely earn some rewards, especially off both of them, witnessing and proof of coveraging together. And if you live in an area that looks like this, you can get 1, but it doesn't hurt to get a second one and put it at a neighbor's house and maybe give them like $20 of like a hosting fee or something like that. But yeah, so I would say the Rack Hotspot Miner version 2 is my favorite. That's the one that I have set up. I have another one coming here in a couple weeks. I have the OG Helium Hotspot that's upstairs. But the next one after that would be Nebra, just because of how it's made, the product and how it's made, their inventory levels of how much they're able to put out after each batch, after everybody purchases. So really, I would say Nebra, and then after that, I would say Bobcat. And the other thing I do want to show you is if we were to go and take a look at helium.com. So here's helium.com, and you just want to tap on mine. Once you go inside of here, if you see, these are really the only ones that you should go through and go purchase. So here is, you can get your Nebra for the outdoors. I'll also be testing one of those here coming up soon as well. And then the indoor, this is the one I just purchased 2 of these just the other day. So I'm waiting just like you guys as well. How they work is that they basically get all of the numbers for an entire month. And all of the orders that comes in, they send it to the warehouse and then they start manufacturing based on that batch. So that is why you always see all of this batch numbers. But I do have a very important thing. If you purchase from Nebra outside of the United States, you want to go with this website here. They ship from the UK. Now, if you live in the United States, you got to make sure you take a look at this spot here. We ship worldwide from the UK. You may want to order one from our distributors based in North America. You can order from parleylabs.com. So if you wanted to, you can also, if you're not in the UK, you're in a different location, you can also technically, I guess, grab it from here as well. But I would probably suggest the UK one. Now that you chose Parley Labs, you chose it because it's in the United States. This is that US 915, so I guess I'll backtrack. If you purchase it from anywhere outside the United States, my original comment, get it from nebra.com. Inside the United States, get it from this distributor here. Again, it's $350, the price that it should be. Even though it says pre-order, that's just because you are putting in your order for that batch. And then once the month is basically over, they send it to the production line. They all get made, produced, and sent out. So usually once you order these things, you're probably more than likely just going to have to wait about 6 weeks. So we took a look at this Nebra one. Here is Bobcat Miner. Bobcat is also a really nice one. It has some really good internals, really good specs. The only thing is that it's a little bit more expensive. So when it really comes down to all of these here, they all pretty much do almost the exact same thing. But again, taking a look at this price here, $430 versus paying $350. I would rather go for the $350 for either the rack hotspot miner or going with Nebra. So again, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So Bobcat is a really nice one. Here is the one that I suggest. This is the one that is below the video inside the description. This is the one that you can save 5%. This is the one that's at my neighbor's house and the one that I'm waiting for to arrive in basically 2 weeks. So this will take you over into, it's coming from CalChip Connected Devices. Again, this is the one that I also suggest, $344. This is where you want to choose which one you need. So you got for Europe, for United Kingdom, for Australia, Asia, China. You got all of these here. And then this is the one for the United States and Canada. So make sure you take a look at this. 915 megahertz is the frequency that we use here in the United States. Again, if you are the sole only hotspot in your area, if you're going to purchase one, you might as well go for 2. The reason why is when you take a look at all of the numbers from what I showed you from before, when we go back inside of the Helium application, what you can see here is that with these numbers, it would take you about 6 months to pay off 1. But really when it comes down to owning 2, you can basically pay both of them off because the majority of all of this that you see here is from these 2 weeks. You'd be able to pay both of them off in right around 10 to 11 days, maybe even 7 days, depending on how many hotspots you have around. So I basically feel like I'm rambling along now. That's basically all I wanted to let you guys know is the weekly numbers, the daily numbers, how much you get if you have 1, how much you have if you get 2. 2 of the antennas that I suggest are down below inside the video description. I also have all the links below the video inside the description as well. That should have answered everything. So I really hope that this has helped you guys out. Again, go for 2 of these hotspots if you're going to get any of the hotspots. If you're the only one in your area, you can see that it just massively improves because it does go up from the 2 all the way up to 49, 47, which is basically 2,250% increase if you add that additional hotspot. Other than that, I hope you guys have appreciated this video. If you guys did, please give it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Subscribe right over here in the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.